All right, good evening. Welcome to tonight's ZBA. Can you see me okay? Yeah, I just switched over. Okay.
You were there a second ago.
Sorry. Okay, go one more shot. All right, good evening. Welcome to the Springfield ZBA meeting. Today is January 27th. Tonight we have two petitions to hear. I'd like to introduce the board members that we have present. I'm Daniel Morrissey, the chairman. We also have, I believe Norman Roldan will be joining us. We have Walter Gould, Ryan Hess. Is George Bruce present?
Yeah.
Yep, George Bruce.
Yeah.
What do we have? Is Eddie Corbin also present?
Yes.
Norm.
Yeah.
And Norman is now here. Oh, Norman Roldan. All right. Anybody else that I missed? We also have Mike Yakum, the city code inspector, and we have our board secretary, Vanessa Adorno. In terms of the hearing tonight, it's being held pursuant to the open laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So even though there's no physical open door because we're on Zoom, we will deliberate. We won't mute the phones or privately deliberate. We'll deliberate in front of everybody, and anybody is welcome to attend this meeting tonight. When you speak, please make sure that if you're going to be speaking, first I'll swear, give your name and address, then I'll swear you in. Please make sure that you speak slowly, loudly, and clearly, because we're doing this via the Zoom technology. We just want to make sure Vanessa, the board secretary, she is recording these proceedings, and we want to make sure that if there happens to be an appeal, we have to look back at the record, that we have a clear record of what happened tonight. Please make sure that you also stick to what is under our jurisdiction. I'm going to read that verbatim, so I'm going to go off screen for a moment right now to find that. So our jurisdiction and what you have to show tonight in order to have your petition granted is that number one, owing to circumstances relating to soil conditions, shape or topography of land or structures, and especially affecting generally the zoning district in which it is located, a little enforcement of the provisions of the ordinance would involve substantial hardship, financial or otherwise, to the petitioner. Number two, that desirable relief may be granted without detriment to the public good. Without substantial detriment to the public good. And three, that granting such relief would not nullify nor substantially derogate from the intent or purpose of such ordinance or bylaw. Please remember that these three requirements, this is what we're required to stick to in terms of granting a petition. If you go off subject or something like that, I'll make sure that I remind you. I can hear some interference. So one thing we usually say when we're in person is to shut off all cell phones. But with Zoom, if you could turn off not your cell phones because you might be on your cell phone, but please press the mute button if you're not speaking. Everybody go ahead and do that now. I just hear some background voices. I hear some music. I'm sure we all have exciting Wednesday nights, but if we just could focus on the meeting, that would be great. Okay, so we have two hearings on for tonight. The first that we're going to hear is Sign Techniques Inc. Is Tracy Janik available here?
Yes, I am. I'm here, Dan.
Oh, Tracy, hi. How are you?
Tracy Janik, 2 Belmont Ave of South Hadley.
Great. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, that's great. Go ahead. We'll hear you out.
Well, I'm here tonight to present the board with a special permit application for an electronic message center board for Mary Lynch School. They are in a residential zone, so we'd have to have that granted so they can have this this signage on their property. I've sent in site plans showing where the existing sign is, where this proposed message center board would go. So if I need to, I think I can present those here on Zoom.
Sure.
If everybody doesn't have that, so I just share them all here.
Oh, that's great.
Let me see if I can rotate this.
Yeah, everybody can zoom in anyway, so.
Okay, perfect. Let me rotate one
Right.
time.
Yeah, we all have a copy of the of this. We should have I know I have a copy in hand right now, a hard copy.
Okay.
Right.
We do, yep.
All right. I saw Mike unfolding it earlier. I know he's got one.
Oh, yeah, we all got one.
Yeah, everybody has one. Yep. So the existing sign is not electronic, correct?
As far as I know, it is not.
What's the change? You know, the change is the digital or the changing image sign, I should say, is that smaller than what's existing?
To be honest,
If you know, only if you know the answer. It's not. I mean, just it's no. If you know the answer, great. If not, don't worry. I mean, I'm not.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't have that
No.
on paperwork.
Don't worry about it. That's fine. No worries.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's fine. I'm just wanted to. Oh, it's the same size. I just got a text message letting me know it is exactly the same size as.
Lifeline. That's what we call that.
Yes. So there's the answer to that question.
So tell us why you need this done. How would, if you don't have this done, how will it cause a substantial hardship, financial or other, to the business, to the petitioner?
To the school. Well, the school would like to.
No, I don't. School. I just was thinking of the question in general. Go ahead.
That's okay. The school would like to use it to relay important messages, whether it's school functions, whether, in perfect example, during a pandemic, if they're offering anything for vaccines or shelter, or if there's, a natural disaster, they're offering shelter for that. Any school functions going on, sporting events, things of that.
Pasta dinner.
Pasta dinners like they do at the Knights of Columbus. Any drama performances. Just it's out there to help the community, know what's going on. Oh, and Amber Alerts was another one that I was going to say. Those are also important if there's any.
Can we just go and say this for informational purpose for the community, period?
Who's that?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that George Bruce?
That's all. Yes, this is George Bruce. What we just say, just say information for community, period. You don't have to understand what you want to do, because we know that information is very important for people to attend. So that's what the sign is going to do, is help out, give out information.
Correct.
Mr. Chairman, Walter Gould.
Go ahead, Walter. Thank you.
A question for Ms. Janik. I was up there Monday. I guess is it digital now? I mean, it was lit up and it advertised Mary Lynch School on it. So obviously you're going to replace that, put a newer type model in. So it's going to be a little, I don't know if that one does any advertising, but it did have Mary Lynch School on it when I was up there Monday morning. So you're going to change that? Is that what it is? So it can change? Is that what the idea is?
Correct. Well, the top would say Mary Lynch School, and then the bottom would be your message center board to advertise.
All right, because it was lit up Mary Lynch School Monday when I was up there. That's all. So I guess it's kind of like a digital now, I guess, sort of speaking.
I believe the sign's already up.
What was that? I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
I said, I believe the sign's already up.
It is up. The top says Mary Lynch School. That's a stationary message. It will always say Mary Lynch on top. The bottom will only be stationary static messages with no blinking lights. And I would imagine the city has stipulations on how often they can change.
Then let me ask you this. The sign that's up there now that I saw Monday, that's the sign we're voting on tonight?
Correct.
All right. Were you aware that you needed a special permit before the sign was erected?
Yes, but I was also aware COVID took time away from meetings and things of that nature.
Okay, I was just concerned that you know, down the road, if we were to have you come back again for something else, that you're aware there is a special permit for it. Okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, this is Normal Dan.
Yes, thank you, Norman. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So you're telling me the sign's already up. So you're coming in front of us for permission. That's something you did already, as my colleague said. We never stopped our meeting with COVID. So for now on, anything with the school that you may have to do for a sign, please go through us. I mean, it's okay. I actually saw the sign. It's a nice sign. I like the way it looked. But please come to us first, all right? Because now it's past tense now.
I had paperwork started and submitted, and it came back, and I had to go to a different department. So there was some back and forth with the city.
Yeah, but like I said, you got to come to zoning no matter what. So please, out of the respect for the zoning commission, it's that's what we're here for. So I respect. I like the sign. I like what's going on, and I like what's going on. But I just for future knowledge, as my colleague said, please come to us first before you work.
And part of that too, that's a good point. Just to piggyback on that, what Norman's saying, really what it gets down to in terms of the benefit to you is, or to avoid a detriment is if we were to, for some reason, deny your petition tonight, that would have to be taken down. That would be that would be quite a hole to dig out of. So just, that's really where it comes from. That has happened. Things like that have happened before.
Daniel, can I jump in here for a second?
Who is it?
This is John Lemansky from representing Sign Tech.
If you don't mind, what we'll do is absolutely, Mr. Lemansky, we'd love to hear from you. If we can just hear from our petitioner first, have her finish, and then we'll have opportunity for other people to speak in favor of the petition. And that's only to make sure we have the procedure down correctly so that because we're making a record. Okay, go ahead.
John works alongside me at Sign Tech.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you still want to wait for him to speak or if he wants to jump
That's fine. Yeah, he'll have an opportunity to speak. If he can address that question better, that's fine. Let's just wait to hear from him.
Okay.
I would actually like to ask Tracy a question. It's Mike Yakima. I would imagine you guys were dealing with somebody from the school department.
Yes.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is just maybe both sides here. So someone at the school department probably was aware as well, or were they just saying, well, this school's got it, that school's got it, we can just put it up. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not sure who you were dealing with at the school department, but
she's now on maternity leave, and it was a rush to get the sign up. My surveyor was having a hard time because of COVID. He was unable to go out, shut down. Contractors were having a tough time getting out. So I got all my paperwork in as quickly as I could. I know I was back and forth with Mike a lot. So we did our best getting this as quickly as we could. I had all my papers ready to submit last year. So,
Mr. Chairman, it's normal then again.
Go for it.
So I understand what you're saying. What we're trying to tell you is you can't do no work until you get approved by us. So I agree with you. Maybe because of COVID, somebody misinformed you or you weren't understanding the process. But what we're trying to tell you is no work at all until you get approved by the committee.
Okay.
For further, right? I'm not saying that this is not going to pass, right? What I'm saying is for further knowledge, no work could be done until you get approved from the city and the zoning, all right?
And nobody's saying that to try to, to sort of, we're not parents here. It's not that. I know that it might come off that way. We're trying to do this in a helpful way. And part of the reason is because you're a contractor. And so if you're going to be doing work for other schools, we want to make sure that other, you obviously did a good job. So other schools, other businesses in Springfield might be hiring you. Let's just make sure from now on that things get done in the right order. Because we can't have, 10 signs the next 6 months all of a sudden pop up and then they're coming to us afterwards. So that's all. It's just really a public service announcement. Okay.
No problem. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. You got it. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I've pretty much pretty much covered it. You know, school, we were just working under a deadline for the school, which was under contract. And so my apologies. I apologize for jumping the gun, and
that's okay.
Duly notice that this first, then sign.
Sure. Can you tell us, just, I have one question, is what makes, and this is not an easy question, but I mean, part of our criteria is that this is sort of specific or unique to this property. So what's to make, why is it special at Mary Lynch School? Why does Mary Lynch need this sign to get their message out, to advertise, versus other properties that, are going to want the same thing?
I guess it was what the school department wanted and was requesting from us. I don't know that they're necessarily, special. But they've noticed within the city that other banks and libraries and other facilities do have signage as such, and they wanted to, I guess, follow suit and be able to display their own messages.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. That's great.
Mr. Chairman,
yes, sir. Go ahead. Who is it? Eddie Corbin. Please go ahead, Mr. Corbin.
I'd just like to note that the letter from a planning department, Phil Dromey, he touches up on that subject you talk about proliferation of these types of signs within residential zone districts. And he is in fact saying this one located on North Branch Parkway is acceptable to the planning department. They support this, but he does mention a proliferation of these types of signs within residentially zoned districts.
Right.
So I guess they're keeping a close watch on how many of these are being proposed, to address your issue.
That's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Walter, go ahead.
Just to touch on Ms. Janik, just to let you know, we're not chastising you here. It's just, we just want to it's tough for us to make a decision on something that's already erected. And secondly, like the Central High School sign, we put a restriction as that sign has to be off, I believe, at 11 o'clock at night. That's not on, because right across the street, there's homes across the street there. Where Mary Lynch is, and the planning board's recommendations, there is no residential property. It's residential, but there's no houses around it that are going to be affected by this sign. So it just makes it, like the chairman had said earlier, we hate that if we had voted it down, if we were to vote it down, which I don't think we would, but if we were, then it would be you'd have to take it down. And, so just to come in the next time just ready for it, that's fine. And, it's a simple mistake, and maybe it was a COVID situation, but I don't want you to think we're trying to beat on you for something like this. So, okay.
I understand. I know there's steps to take, and first, and
very good. All right. I think you understand where we're coming from. Okay, so thank you so much for speaking. Is there anybody else that would like to speak in favor of the petition? Anybody else that would like to speak in favor? Okay. Yes. Was there Mr. Lemansky wanted to speak in favor?
I think he's good.
He's satisfied. Okay. All right. We kind of, yeah. Okay.
We're certainly we're open to restrictions. If you want to put a restriction on the time the sign needs to go up, then. All right.
Okay. So I know you just had your opportunity to speak. Okay. So we're going to move on. I'm sorry. We're trying to create a record here, and we usually go, we just go in order. We have our parameters that we have to work with. Okay, so is there anybody that would like to speak against the petition? Anybody that would like to speak against the petition? Okay, seeing as though there is none, we will move to deliberation. If everybody could please, on the board, please unmute your phone while we deliberate so that the public can hear us. Okay. So I just want to kick it off. I think, rather than sort of reiterate everything that was said, just to summarize, I think that obviously the sign company understands where we're coming from. The school will probably get the message, and hopefully other schools will, in terms of putting the cart before the horse. That's fine. That's what's done is done. Obviously, if this was a more highly populated area, it was more controversial. I think it might be. Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, what's right? Yeah.
So, Mr. Chairman, knowing that we all agree, I think we're gonna agree. I make motion to accept.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hold on, you guys. We have we have 1 week for the public input. So there'll be a follow-up meeting in 1 week. So you can't vote until the next meeting.
Okay.
Right, yes,
So,
okay, yep, exactly. So you can, Norman, you can hold that
table
motion for next week, okay?
all right, we will.
Mr.
All right,
Chairman, can I just throw out one thought?
Sure you can.
Walter Gould. I don't know what we did with Duggan. For some reason, I don't know if I was involved with that vote, but the one essential, like I had mentioned earlier, we put a restriction as to what time the light could go off. And I know there's no homes around it, but my thinking is down the road, if somebody else was to come to us again like they did and say, well, there's one at this school and there's one at that school, maybe we should put some kind of restriction as to 11 o'clock could be shut down at night. That way it kind of jives with Central. And again, I don't know what Duggan did. I wasn't involved with the Duggan vote, but I'm just throwing that out there to think about, because that way we don't have somebody coming to us 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now and saying, well, the one at Lynch is on all the time. How come we can't? But you might be in more of a residential area. And, you know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, I do. I think that the planning recommendation is mindful of that. But you know what you could do, Walter, in the meantime, because we have a week, if you'd like to, just I don't think it's any issue in terms of open meeting, just to ask if there's planning, or Mike, if you wanted to reach out to planning, just to see if there's something, maybe not 11 o'clock because it's not strictly residential, but if there is a time that would be reasonable to have it be shut off, or if there's not at all, just to have a little more specific input might be helpful. Anything else from anybody about this?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, it's Norm. I do want to also include that we should probably reach out to the superintendent to make sure that, because they signed the contracts, that their department know that that the vendor's got to come, any vendor, not just any vendor that has schoolwork that has to come to us, to make sure they come to us ahead of time.
I think that's yeah, that's a good point. I think probably that's something for Mike. I think that's out of our purview, but I think Mike, if maybe it makes sense if you could get in touch with the correct person that could reach out to the superintendent just so that they know ahead of time. That would be good. But like I say, for the board to do that, I don't think it's our position to do so. But it's a really good suggestion. Someone needs to get it done.
Yep.
Okay, so that's great. I don't think there's anything else that we need for this particular petition. We can finish deliberating and take a motion and vote next week. Okay, thank you very much, the petitioner. So the next petition we're going to call tonight is MS Homes LLC. Mr. Sevenon. And I hear that you're are you in a warmer place?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be nice if, we can always maybe do the meeting there next time. Okay, so would the petitioner please come forward?
Hi, dear board members. My name is Sergi, MS Homes LLC.
Go ahead, sorry.
I live in West Springfield, 21 West School Street.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes.
All right, that's great. Would you can go ahead with your presentation?
I have a piece of property. It's 70 Neg Street in Springfield. I bought it approximately about 3 months ago. And this property has approximately about 160 feet of frontage, and the property itself is it needs a lot of work. It's in the rough stage. I'm working on the property to remodel, and also asking. It has a side yard. It has quite a bit of land on the side, and I would like to subdivide the property into 3 lots, keep the existing house that I will remodel and bring it up to good shape and everything. And I would like to also build a additional 2 single family that will match the neighborhood. Most of the properties in the neighborhood are similar to the lot sizes that I'm asking for. And so the lots will be approximately about 54, close to 55 feet of frontage. And there is some homes in the neighborhood that was recently built by John Hansel, just a couple lots away, exactly the same lot sizes that I am proposing. And I think I've been working with the city of Springfield for a long time, and I never failed. I always promised things. I always delivered. I'm just looking for support from this board to allow me to build 2 additional homes.
Sure. Yes, your reputation does precede you. I know that you do very nice work. I just what would the what would the size of each lot be? I was just going through the planning rec and I'm looking at yours. Just tell me quick, please, what the 3 sizes be?
Yeah, lot size will match all the existing lots in the neighborhood. They will be 54 feet, 0.98 in the front for the frontage, and roughly 107 feet deep for the depth. I will match, will meet all the lot, the side yard, front yards. It will meet all the requirements that the building department requires, and the lot size are should be comparable to the neighborhood.
Yeah, no, it's very, very ambitious of you. Why go? Usually, you. I know you cut it up into something into 2. You go for 2 lots. Why the extra? I mean, I know why. The bottom line, obviously, is that you run a business, and this is, about finances. But really, why try to push for the 3rd lot on this specific, in with this project?
Well, the 3rd lot, the whole neighborhood is. It would match the whole neighborhood. It would be more consistent with the whole neighborhood, and also with the pandemic that we're dealing with. Even the cost of building material, it went up tremendously. So there is a lot of things. I think there's a combination of things. It would match the neighborhood, and it's just financial hardship too.
Now, with the in terms of, I know this is a sort of more of not peripheral, but a separate issue, but still important. Is what parking, off-street parking? You'll meet all those requirements for all 3 lots.
Yes, I will. Yes, we will have a 1-car garage, which is the 1 parking space, and then we'll have some additional parking in the front for at least 1 car. So it's going to be at least of a 2 parking space, which is required for a building department, and possibly 1 more parking space. I've done quite a bit of construction. I always met the criteria, and it's going to be a brand new
Mr.
energy.
Chairman?
Yes.
It's Norman. I have a question. Are these all one family?
Did he? I just want to make sure. Did he have a chance to finish what he was saying?
Yes, they will be all 1 family Energy Star homes.
All right.
That's great.
And the whole neighborhood consists of 1 family.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Walter Gould.
Go ahead, Mr. Gould.
Mr. Savin, first I'll congratulate you. Every time you come to us, you always go to the Neighborhood Council Civic Association. I appreciate that, being a neighborhood council or civic association president. Regarding the parking, now you got the garage, you're going to have 1 car. You said you'll have enough room in the front for 1 more car. Now, is that on the street? Because I was up there Monday, and the street's awful tight.
No, we will have every house will have its own 2 parking space minimum. Possibly third parking.
So 1 would be in the garage and 1 like outside the garage. Is that what you mean? Like in the driveway?
One. I have room to. Yes, the requirement is 2 parking space. So basically, 1 will be in the garage, and we're gonna have a long driveway. So we will have additional 2 parking space in the front. So 3 parking space altogether.
Okay. So I know that street's awful tight. When I was up there Monday, it's
Yeah,
tight in there,
a lot
so.
of this, yeah, a lot of those are new older homes, and I guess the old days they didn't follow the parking requirements, but we do have to meet this requirement, and we will demonstrate that.
Well, I think in the old days, a lot of people didn't think there'd be like 2 or 3, 4 cars to a family like there is now. So back in the 40s and 50s, you only probably had one if you're lucky. So, okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Well, my question is that garage going to be attached or no?
It's going to be
This
attached.
is George Bruce.
It's going to be attached.
It'll be attached? Okay.
It will be attached.
Yeah, I did. That was a stupid question, but I did look at my prints after I made the question, so please forgive me. I should look more carefully. But go ahead.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, it will be attached.
Yeah, I see that now, but I asked a stupid question, which I do look at the prints and it showed me. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
So, the only one that won't have attached parking is going to be the older property, I take it.
Are you asking the petitioner?
Yeah, I'm asking the petitioner. The only one that won't have connecting garage is going to be the one that's the older home, right? I believe.
The old house, we will put a new parking space for 2 cars.
Okay. But that won't have a garage though, right?
That one, there is a garage that we will take it down. The garage, the old garage will be, we'll have to take it down.
Okay.
Any other questions for the petitioner?
No.
None from me.
All right, that's great. Is there anybody else anything that you'd like to add, Mr. Sevenin?
I just want to say that I did work with the neighborhood council, and I came in front of you guys, and I always promised and I always delivered. I'm hoping to get your support on this, and if you guys have any recommendation, I'm willing to, we're willing to talk about it and kind of implement if it's reasonable.
Right. That's great. Thank you. That's very reassuring. All right. Let's move on. Is there anybody else that would like to speak in favor of the petition?
I would. I'm Patricia Joquim. I live at 3 Oak Street in Munson.
Okay, please raise your right hand.
Hi.
Do you have video on?
I do, yes.
Oh, there we go. Sorry to make you hold your hand up for so long. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
I work with Sergey. I'm actually his real estate agent, and I've worked with him with the similar projects and other places that he's done in Springfield. It would be great because it'll be for affordable housing for new construction for first-time home buyers. His price range would be, the affordability of that. And he always, brings value to the neighborhood, as well as with the housing shortage now, I think it'll get some people into housing. And he always leaves it, better than it was. So I've sold a lot of his properties and they're always beautiful.
Thank you very much. You spoke very, supportive, and maybe next time he would be able to take you wherever the warm place he is, take you to the people that help us now, right?
I'm waiting to sell all of their properties so I can go for a month myself.
There you go. All right. I figured
I'd like to say something.
Right? One second, Miss, the young lady that just spoke, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm all set.
Okay, great. Is there anybody else that would like to speak in favor of the petition?
Yes, my name is Zeta Govan, and I'm the president of the Indian Orchard Citizens Council.
Okay, great. Would you please raise your right hand?
Sure.
Do you swear that what you're about to say will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead.
So I just wanted to come in support of Mr. Sergio and his projects. He did come before the Indian Orchard Citizens Council at our January meeting, which I want to say it was January 13th. It's the second Wednesday of the month at 6 o'clock. It was on Zoom. And I believe that prior to that, we did offer the neighborhood and the abutting neighbors an opportunity for a site visit, which was completed. There weren't any concerns or opposition to his project at the time. And we did provide Mr. Sergio a letter of support from our council.
That's great. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, sir, just reiterate what you said, and that Mr. Sergio, any project that he has ever come before us, he's come before us in the past, and his projects are always well received.
That's great. Thank you so much. Is there anybody else that would like to speak in favor of the petition?
Yeah.
Yes? Should wait for your video to pop up. Hello?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
George Bruce. Are we done with that young lady?
Yes, we are. Go ahead, Mr. Bruce.
Okay. My question is, when you said affordable housing, because Indian Orchard is the last frontier when it comes to development in the city of Springfield. So when you say is it for low income or affordable? What is the price range?
So let's direct that question to the petition. We can go back on with the petition just for a brief moment, if that's the only question.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Savinen, can you answer that question?
Yes, it's not going to be low income. It's going to be affordable. Energy Star.
Okay.
And
when you call affordable.
Yeah, the price
Sergio,
range. Go ahead.
Sergio, what I'm saying is, what do you call affordable? Because Indian Orchard is not the richest place in the city of Springfield when it comes to development. As you know, there's a poor neighborhood, and so in addressing a poor neighborhood, you can't tell me that you're going to put something there that people can't afford. Jobs aren't like it used to be, because don't forget that was a heavy place for a large Monsanto, just name one company, and a few other companies are large. When it went down, Indian Orchard went down. So we can build, but the question is, can we bring somebody that's affordable? As you said, affordable. What is the price range we call affordable? That's the question I'm asking.
Yes, affordable is someone that's easy to qualify. It be approximately.
No. Sergio, you're missing the point. When I said affordable, I said how much? The range, $100,000 to $200,000, $250,000 to $300,000.
I think Mr. Bruce is trying to explain what he means by behind the price, and then he'll eventually get to that.
Okay, that's all right. No problem.
Yeah, it's going to be between 250,000, 270,000.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Cost to build and everything it went up by quite a bit. So when we're building, we need to make profit also. So it is the number.
Well, there was actually two houses that John
Hold on. I think we had that was a sufficient answer to that question, just to make sure that we keep a clean record. I appreciate you wanting to speak again. I apologize. I don't mean to be rude. I'm just trying to keep order. Okay, so if there's no more, anyone else to speak in favor of the petition? Anyone else to speak in favor? Okay, is there anyone to speak in opposition? Is there anyone that would like to speak out against the petition? Okay, seeing as though there is none, actually, now I understand. I forgot that we're not closing for deliberation right now. We are going to deliberate next week, and also have the opportunity for public to speak out, and then we will be able to put this to motion and vote. So there are no other petitions on for tonight. With that said, Vanessa, are there any just announcements, anything that we need to, anyone for the board? We're on. What time is it next week?
Same time, 6 o'clock.
And then where are you? Just real quick before we get off, or actually, I'll just text you after, Vanessa. Okay.
No problem.
All right, great. So there's no other petitions for tonight. So we'll call this. I believe we need to. Do we need to vote to adjourn because we're on Zoom?
We have to
roll call vote.
Mr.
Bruce.
Yes, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second.
By Mr. Roldan, seconded. All those in favor, we are going to do a roll call vote. Mr. Roldan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bruce?
Yes.
Mr. Corbin?
Yes.
Mr. Gould?
Yes.
Okay, and I also vote in favor of adjourning. All right, that's great. We're now adjourned. Everybody have a great night. We look forward to seeing you guys soon, okay?
Yeah.
All right, take care.
See you guys next week. All right.
All right, bye now.
I'm on it now.
We'll call the hearing to order. We're not hearing any petitions tonight, so we're just going to call the meeting to order for deliberation, and subject to the open meeting law in Massachusetts. I know that we have the petitioners present, and we're also doing these deliberations unmuted, so anyone can access this, and people have also had a week for anything that they like to write, whether opposed or in favor of the petition. So Vanessa, which of the deliberations are we going to do first?
315 North Branch. Yes, 315 North Branch Parkway.
Okay. So does anyone have any, where we left off with this last week? Anyone have any thoughts about this?
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Gould?
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to, I wasn't involved for some reason with the church on Quincy Street or Duggan Middle School, but I would like to make a motion, if we could, throw it out there, that we put 11 p.m. for the sign to be turned off. And the reason why this is, if you read the letter from Sign Techniques, it mentions how Duggan Junior High School and other schools have these boards and churches. I understand that where this is, there is no immediate houses nearby. However, I like to be consistent. If you remember, we did put a restriction on Central High School a couple of years ago that they shut it off at 11 o'clock at night. And I'd like to see if my colleagues think the same thing. We go along with that to make a motion. It goes off at 11.
Any thoughts about that?
I'd like to agree to that motion that Walter just presented.
Okay, so Walter, you made a motion to grant the petition with the condition that the sign go off at 11 p.m. and then can go back on at what time?
I would guess, I think we did Central, I believe it was 7 o'clock.
In the morning?
I think whatever. Yeah. I think, Walter, whatever we have that we put in for regulation for the other schools, probably follow that rule. That's what I would say.
I'm sorry, Norman, what was it again?
I think what I would go is with whatever regulation we gave the other schools, to match it with the other schools, whatever time to start, whatever time to finish. So follow like you're saying, to follow the rules of the other schools.
Okay. So then what we'll do, so then the motion, as I understand it, would be to grant the petition with the condition that the sign, first, that the sign be turned off at 11 p.m., turned on at 6 a.m. However, if the Central High School sign turn off and turn on time differs, it will follow what we granted in the Central High School petition matter. Is that correct?
Yes, that'd be fine.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
That's what I'm looking for.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? All right, seconded by Mr. Roldan. Yep, seconded by Mr. Roldan. So we're going to do roll call vote. So Mr. Gould, yay or nay?
Yay.
Mr. Bruce?
Yay.
Mr. Roldan? Mr. Hess?
Mr. Hess isn't here, but Mr. Corbin is.
Mr. Corbin?
Yay.
Okay, and then Mr. Morse, Dan Morse, I also vote in favor. Yay. Okay, so seeing as though we have a unanimous yeas in favor, your petition is granted. Congratulations.
Very much.
Okay, so moving on to the next petition, and just remember that there's a 21-day appeal period once the decision has been submitted. Okay, Vanessa, next petition on.
Have a great night, Tracy.
Thank you. Congratulations.
The next one is 70 Nagle Street with Sergey.
Okay,
No.
Mr. Savinin, so, good evening. Members of the board, any thoughts about this?
Mr. Chairman, I for many
Yes.
years, this person that shows up with his property with recommendations, that he usually goes to the community and makes effort to make sure that his surrounding is met and approved. He doesn't go on the whim. So I'm going to say I vote yes. Make a motion to vote yes on this petition.
Okay, so we have a motion from Mr. Roldan to grant the petition,
I'll second Walter Gould.
and Mr. Gould has seconded it. So we'll take a roll call vote. So again, Mr. Gould,
Yeah.
Mr. Gould,
Yes.
Yes.
yay. Okay, Mr. Bruce.
Yes.
Okay, Mr.
Mr.
Roldan.
Bruce is saying yes.
Yes, Mr. Gould did say yes. Thank you, George.
Okay, Mr. Roldan.
Yes.
Mr. Corbin.
Yes.
Okay, and then Daniel Morsi, I also vote in favor of the petition. So seeing as once again we have a unanimous decision in favor, Mr. Savinin, your petition is granted. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Congratulations. Have a great night. Vanessa, anything else on for tonight?
No, I just, maybe if you want to just state for the record that we did send out to each and every one of you, any public input that was sent to Michael and myself.
Yeah, so over the past week, the public has been allowed to submit anything, whether opposing or in favor of the petition, and we did receive
Is the meeting over?
Just
Hello?
about. Just about, Mr.
Hi.
Bruce.
Well, I'm not worried about it.
You outside there, sir?
George?
Yes. George says yes.
George says yes. Mr. Morrissey? I think Dan may have.
Dan, you're on.
Okay, now you can hear me again. I
There we go.
apologize. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Hello?
Yes,
We-
we can hear you. Hear you.
Make a motion.
All right, there we go. Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry about that. Vanessa, what was the note that I was going to make regarding public input?
Just that all of you did receive it and were able to go over it before making your decision tonight. I just
Yes,
wanted it
thank
to
you
be
for
put on
reminding me.
record
Yes, so we
that
did
it wanted it to be put on record that it did reach everyone.
You want me to save it to put on record? I'll say it.
I think that we lost Dan's.
Dan, I'm gonna make motion that the petition that was sent to us, or more or less, I'm letting the recording know that we received the petitioner's request for nay or yay. We read through them and we're aware of the letters and the request.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Roldan, for doing that.
No problem.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
I second Mr. Gould.
Okay, the motion was made by Mr. Bruce. Okay,
Yes.
so do a roll call vote to adjourn. Mr. Gould,
Yes.
Mr. Roldan,
Yes.
Mr. Bruce,
Yes.
Mr. Corbin,
Yes.
and the chairman, Daniel Morrissey. I also vote in favor of adjournment. Okay, great. Everybody have a good night. This meeting is adjourned.
Good night.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Good night. Have a good
All right,
night.
bye now.
Bye.
All right. Can I?